G'day everyone. Right, in my previous video I told everybody that I had a little update in regards to our friend Kenyon Clarkson, or yeah, the crying vagina, as we comfortably know him as. Anyway, so what had happened, if you remember rightly, John had seen Kenyon on in Remuera, recognised him from the Duval group, and decided to take a couple of photographs of him. No kids were involved, but anyway, what had happened is he came over to John, he assaulted John, snatched the phone out of his hand, and then he went and threw it in the swimming pool.
What's your name?
I don't know about you, but can you point out where the kids are in these photos? I don't see any, but you know, I am half blind, who knows?
What's your name?
He then denied doing it to the police, made a false statement, saying that John had tried to run him over and all this sort of carry on, although the videos that are released show exactly what happened. So, but of course, because it's part of the elite class, so to speak, these rich buggers, and you know, if you've got any knowledge of the Duval group and the receivership and all the rest of the jazz that's going on with them, you know, this is probably just a small fry in a very large kettle. So so what ended up happening is, even after he vowed and declared he never stole the phone, when the police were walking around Kenyon's place there, they found the phone in the swimming pool. They then retrieved it from the swimming pool and then took it round to John back at his car yard. John then went and got it repaired. Luckily he was able to get it, you know, restored, but that repairs cost $1,019.50. So is instead of going through the justice system, what they do, they put him through diversion. So they came to a community resolution where he would pay the repair costs for it, and pay the repair costs for it, and then send an apology letter. Now, there's varying opinions as to whether or not this is actually an apology letter, and even after the first couple of sentences, you'll soon grasp what I'm talking about. But regardless, so this was what was sent to Johnny on the 2nd of December from Mr. Miles Beresford, or Constable, should we say, Miles Beresford at the police, and it reads as follows. Good morning, John. Please see attached a copy of the letter of apology dated the 3rd of November 2025 that Kenyon Clarke, Kenyon, or John Kenyon Clarke, or is it Kenyon John Clarke? See, why are they just... makes no sense. It's not what he's known as. That John Clarke wrote to you as part of his diversion agreement. I see that Mr. Clarke also made payment of the required reparation sum of $1,019.50 on the same date. Following completion of the conditions set for Mr. Clarke's diversion, The charge against him was withdrawn on the 5th of November 2025. I will now be filing our file. If you have any queries, please feel free to direct them to me by email. Kind regards, Constable Miles Beresford. Okay, so, and here is the apology letter written by John Clarke, or we'll say the Crying Vagina's alter ego, dated 3rd of November, to whom it may concern. So he can't even personalise it and say to, to John Murphy. Re-acknowledgement and apology regarding incident on 17 February 2025. I am writing to acknowledge my involvement in relation to the incident outside my home on the 17 February 2025. On that date, I was yelled at by Mr. Murphy. Victim much? And it appears to me that he was filming my family's private home where my children reside. Doesn't look like that on the footage, does it? Again, the violins are going in the background. Because of that invasion of our privacy, and there we have his delusion of some sort of expectation of privacy while he's on a public sidewalk. But, he's got much bigger fish to worry about. Because of the invasion of our privacy, I reacted by taking his phone and throwing it over our property fence, where it landed in the pool before being retrieved. So here we go, he's admitting in this apology letter the complete opposite of the sworn statement he made that day. Or, it just blows your mind, doesn't it? If we'd done that to a police officer, would we be okay just to write an apology? If we go and assault someone and snatch their shit, we won't get done for theft and assault then, would we? Because we just got to say sorry in a supposedly sincere apology letter. What a joke. My response was not measured, and I regret allowing my frustration to dictate my actions. That is not how I usually act or intend to act in the future. Why? I take the privacy and safety of my family extremely seriously. Oh, you go, boy. When someone repeatedly turns up uninvited or films near my home, sorry, do you own the sidewalk outside that rented property? Do you? Just curious. Repetitively turns up uninvited or films near my home when my children are arriving from school or playing outside. It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, giant big fence, can't see who's playing inside your fucking fence line, nor would we care. It feels intrusive and concerning. However, even in those circumstances, I must handle matters through the proper channels and maintain the standard I set for myself. Walking around in a wife beater, fucking attacking members of the public that are exercising their rights that they know they've got in public because you have a delusion of privacy in public. You do understand the difference between public, are you getting the drift here? Public and private. By all means, go inside Kenyon, close the curtains. That's why you can, consider yourself safe, because I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more interested, or more people wanting to record and investigate you than little old us. I accept responsibility for my actions in that moment. As part of resolving this matter, I have made the agreed reparation payment. Sincerely, Kenyon Clarke. So it says here Kenyon Clarke, but the police thing here says it was written by John Clarke. So, yeah, pick a name. Anyway, that's the update. I'll leave you all to it. Catch you later.
I look forward to catching up with you next time. All the best.